Hello, senior team leaders. This is Heather Hall, and I am here with Michelle Furmanek, and we are here for your first week of the Summit Academy. Woohoo! We're so excited! I hope you're half as excited as we are. We've had some fantastic feedback from our designers, leading designers, and our team leaders, and I'll tell you what, I was actually in charge of assigning directors into the groups, and I wanted Michelle and I to be in this group with you. I'm actually super excited to be leading the senior team leaders. You are in a very exciting position in your business, and I can't wait to help you get to director, because I know every one of you here wants to be there, and that is our goal. So just so you know, before we get started, last night a couple of people had some issues with some buffering, and it has to do with bandwidth, and most of that I have no control over. I have adjusted the bandwidth so that it's the internet connection should work a little bit better for you. I've taken it off of the high definition ratio because this does not need to be in high def. So hopefully it will run a little bit smoother for everyone. So I am just going to run through a few slides here for you, and then Michelle is going to take over for a little bit. So everyone knows, obviously, that we're here for the Summit Academy. This is our senior team leader group. Your group was actually the group that had the highest percentage of people registered. So the senior team leaders are the ones that get the first guest speaker, and that's going to be Sarah Robbins. So that's fantastic, and you should be very proud of yourselves for that. So we'll have more details on that as soon as we get the final confirmation from Sarah as to what week is going to work with her. So meet your directors. This is me with my little hair hanging out over here on the right-hand side, not where it's supposed to be in that picture. I'm your senior director and team mentor for Team Rockin' Lockets. You are one of 9,000-ish designers. I have been with the company since the very get-go. My kit was actually the first one that ever left the nest. So I've been here since the fall of 2011. I started wanting to earn $700 a month, and have continued to work my business as hard as I can, and now Origami Owl is actually the sole income for our family. So whatever your goal is, if it's just to make a little extra money, help buy groceries, or get you a pedicure, you can do that, but it can also be something that provides solely for your family. And now I'm going to turn it over to the wonderful Michelle Furmanek, who is a awesome director on our team, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her and get started in our training.
Hi everybody, I'm so glad you're here with us this evening. My name is Michelle Furmanek. Thank you, Heather, for the fantastic introduction. I've been with Origami Owl for 3 years, and it's been amazing. I started with the goal to quit my full-time job, and I was successful at doing that 1 year ago on the 5th of February. So yay! I can't believe I'm here, and I can't wait for all of you to join Heather and I here, because we know you can do this, and we are going to help you succeed and get you through the ropes to get you here. All right, so with that being said, I want to go over the schedule that we're having here with Heather and our fantastic training. On Monday is going to be the Designers and the Leading Designers webinar. On Tuesday, we'll have the Team Leaders. Wednesday will be us, whoop, whoop, the Senior Team Leaders. And Thursday will be the Executive Team Leaders.
I'm just going to jump in there real quick, Michelle. I just wanted to share, some of you may not have had time to go onto your groups and read the explanation as to why we have the schedule the way that we do, why we started with the newer or lower career level designers. But the reason for that is that we want them to be self-sufficient. We want them to have their training, to work with their peers, to figure a lot of this out on their own, so that we're empowering them and we're providing them education, but we're not enabling them. And this is going to help you actually mentor as the true form of mentor is intended, so that you're not working things for them, but you're helping them to overcome their obstacles and work the plan that they set in motion. So just so you know, that's the reason behind it. And that's why we're going through with the schedule. So, okay, sorry. I just needed to add that real quick because some people are like, why did they have it first? And that's why, because it's going to make it easier on you in the long run.
Awesome, Heather. Thank you. I want to let you know that, ladies and gentlemen, the webinars will start at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Wednesday evenings for us as well as for everyone else. Most importantly for us, Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So many of you have the question of how does this work? There are FAQs when you did sign up to give you the answers to many questions. The training is every Monday through Thursday night. It's going to be for 12 fantastic weeks. The training will be offered to a specific career level within our national team. The training will be led by a minimum of 2 directors, and you guys get fantastic Heather and myself. And it will include a review of the work assigned, best practice tips, and field training by directors as well as special guest speakers. And as Heather stated, woohoo, senior team leaders, we get the first speaker with us, Sarah Robbins. So that's a fantastic accomplishment, you guys. Way to go and starting off strong. This is going to be an intense program. It's designed for those who are serious about their business, the ladies and gentlemen who are committed to taking their business to the next level. All the training will be done via webinar at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday, and Wednesday for us. Okay, many have asked, do I really have to do the assignments to participate in this program? Absolutely. One of the main aspects of this program is to provide you with the resources that you are able to then turn around and use with your own team as it grows. Replication and duplication. That is most important. Working your business, doing everything that we do with our business so that our teams can duplicate us. That is the most important. They learn from us, and we need to be able to have them learn and be able to replicate everything that we do. What happens if I don't do the assignments? Well, we do believe in a little grace, and we know things come up. Everyone is allowed to have 2 passes on not completing your assignments. So even if you're not able to complete them on time, still complete them. After failing to complete your assignment twice, you will no longer have access to the training program. And believe us, this is not for the faint of heart. This is the potential to completely change your business, but your full commitment is required. We can give you the information, we can help you out with the information, but you need to have the commitment to make this work for your business. What if I'm not available on the night of my training? Is it recorded? Absolutely. All webinars will be recorded and made available to those that have completed their assignments. You will have 48 hours to view any webinar for that week. What happens when I promote to the next career level? Well, woohoo! First, we're going to celebrate, but we're going to celebrate in the group. So when you promote, because we know that's coming, we know that's a given with us working our business, here's how it's going to work. So let's say, ladies and gentlemen, we all promote in February. First, for the first call in March, you will attend the training day for your normal group so that you can graduate. We can celebrate your accomplishments and share some great tips with others. You will then attend the call for your new group the next night for an awesome welcome. Again, another celebration for that promotion. After the initial week at your new level, you will remain in the higher group until your next promotion, which we all know is right around the corner. So you ask, what exactly will we give you in this training? What can you expect to receive? Sponsoring. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't build a team without sponsoring, so that is something that we are going to focus on with you. Customer care and follow-up. That's the most important part of your business. Social media and jewelry bars. How to have an effective jewelry bar. What points to hit throughout your jewelry bars. Talking about the opportunity with your guests as well as your hostesses. We're going to have guest speakers. starting with Sarah Robbins. And we're going to talk about mentoring because that's very important as well. It goes along with sponsoring. When you sponsor new folks into the Origami Owl business, you want to share the love with them. You want to show them the ropes. And we're going to help guide you in that direction so that you can be successful with that. We're going to work on booking more jewelry bars. I know that that is a place that we need to focus on and concentrate on, and we are going to work with you, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can help you build your business, get your monthly goals achieved. Balance. There's that word that's so hard to balance: life, personal, the full-time job, the kids going everywhere, soccer, ballet, wherever it may be. We're going to help you learn that balance so that you can work your business effectively and still have time for all those things that we need to have in our personal lives. We're going to talk about events, how to work that event, with the leads that you're going to get from that event, with the parties that you're going to be able to book from that event, how to make everything work to your advantage and to your benefit. So we are super excited to be able to give you all of this information, but we need for you guys to have that commitment to work with this information we're going to give you. That's how this is going to be successful, by your commitment. Okay, now are you ready? Are you ready to climb higher? Are you ready to work your business, grow, and climb up that career plan? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're here for. This is the main goal, to get you to the next level on that career plan so we can celebrate that achievement with you. All right, so the first career plan we have here is a senior team leader. So basically, a senior team leader is you as a designer, and you would have 5 frontline designers, so 5 direct designers qualify each month. And one of those frontline designers does need to be a team leader. And your personal goal that month is $500. 500 PV. And I know that right now we're maintaining this. Some of us are struggling with this. This is how we're going to help you get back to getting paid as a senior team leader. We always want to strive for hitting the next level, the next tier in the career plan. So with that being said, the next tier is the executive team leader. The executive team leader is when your team grows. You have shared the love with many different designers. You've showed your mentoring. You have worked with your team. And it shows when you do get that promotion. Now, what's required? To be an executive team leader, you are required to have 2 senior team leaders. Now, remember that a senior team leader has 5 initial designers and 1 team leader in that bunch. So that will give you her being a senior team leader, and you need 2 of those. Now you have to hit your 500 PV each and every month to maintain executive team leader. You do get an increase on your overrides. Your level 1 would give you 12%, and your level 2 and your level 3 would give you a 5% override. But maintaining the minimum 500 is what we need, but we always want to strive for more. We always want to strive for that next level in the career plan. And the next level in the career plan is director, which is all where we want to be. And this requires you to have 1 ETL and 2 STLs in your structure. You've shared the O2 love, you have gained a team, There's lots of owls on this page, but the most important is that your personal volume does increase to 700 PV a month. You do need to have that one executive team leader and 2 senior team leaders. When you promote to director, you also get an override on your 4th level. So you get 13% on your level 1 and 4% on your level 2, 3, and 4. So you always want to aim for director, aim for the 700 PV each and every month, because by aiming for that each and every month and working your business, by having those story bars to get you to that level, once you become a director, it's going to be easy peasy for you because you've maintained it throughout the timing. And also, again, lead by example. When you hit director, you work with your team, you mentor your team, and you lead by example each and every month. And that's what they look for. All of our designers look up to us for that drive. So on to you, Heather, because I'm out of words.
Okay, so I'm going to try something real quick because I know a couple people have said it seems like the screens are small, or what they're seeing is small. I'm going to try something, and it very well may completely screw up the screen, and I'll have to fix it, but I want to make sure that we can see it. So, Michelle, if you'll monitor the chat real quick, I'm going to try to do full screen with the little PowerPoint thing just because I'm feeling sassy. So, all right. So you tell me what it looks like when I hit this. What do you see? Are you there?
I see the same thing, Heather. It didn't grow.
Okay. Can you check the chat and see if it grew for other people?
No, I only have a question about ETLs and STLs. Okay.
All right, well, then that doesn't make a difference. That is the full screen. I will tell you guys the reason we are using this Webinar Jam format, and you talk about outside your comfort zone, this is way outside our comfort zone. But the reason we are using Webinar Jam is because when you have over 100 or 200 people that you need to attend a webinar, cost goes up exponentially for us to be able to do that and to still be able to have the chat feature. So with Webinar Jam, we're actually allowed to have unlimited people attend this. So on the days where we actually have all 1,300 of you who have signed up for the Summit program, when we have you all on a webinar, it will handle all of you on a webinar. So I just changed to full screen for the slides just to see if that would be any different. But it's not, so we tried. So, okay, so I am going to walk us through this next little section, and it is called our Climbing Companion. This is your climber consistency evaluation. Now, the forms that Michelle just went over, those are going to be in your file section. Actually, they're there right now, and then they've been there all along, which is sneaky, sneaky, and you didn't know why they were there, but that's why. So check those out in the file section. Your climber consistency evaluation, your ultimate climbing companion. I want to kind of explain this a little bit, and this is actually the form that your designers, leading designers, and team leaders have already been working on, which is fantastic. So this is a form that is going to start with you and your personal business, because whether you are brand spanking new as an STL or you have been there for a while, it honestly seems, in looking through our team, we don't have a lot of the middle ground. We have some brand new people, and then we have people who feel like they've been here since the dawn of time. And I understand that, and I get it. I totally understand. So what our job is here is to help you get over that hump of STL. I will tell you, and I think Michelle will probably agree, STL is the hardest position within the career plan. And the reason for that is you are on the verge of serious leadership within Origami Owl, and it takes the momentum to get you over the hump, to get you to ETL. So that's one of the reasons that I wanted to make sure that we were here in this group, because I totally understand the struggle that is at STL to get you to move further. And another thing that Michelle and I were talking about earlier is for some of you who have been doing this for a long time, you've noticed maybe you've lost some of your team members, or your central team volume is not quite what it was the year before. That is universal across the teams. And part of that is due to Origami Owl having uber growth for 3 years. And part of that actually has to do with the regular business cycle of direct sales. It's an 18-month business cycle. So you're going to have people every 18 months that are going to start falling off. Here's the key, and this is what we're here to help you with. You have to maintain the momentum for those people to get to STL or ETL, because that's when they start having a little skin in the game. The income starts to increase exponentially at those points, and it's worth it. It's not just you doing jewelry bars where you're earning your money. You're actually earning money because your team is productive in their business. So just so you know, we totally understand where you are. We understand your excitement, and we understand your frustrations, and we're here to help you every step of the way. And so don't feel like everyone else is successful and they're flying through the ranks, and here you sit frustrated, not sure how to do it, because that's not the case. We're all in the same boat. So back to this consistency evaluation. What I want you to do, this is going to be part of your homework, is you're going to put down your current highest achieved rank. It's going to be STL, obviously. And then how long have you been at this level? For some of you, you're brand spanking new. For some of you, you've been here for a long time. And those of you who know me know that I'm a cut to the chase kind of girl, and I 100% have your back. But in order for me to have your back, I need to be honest with you. And if you have been at an STL for a year or more, there are some things that we need to help you tweak that are going to help you move, because what you're doing is not helping you be as successful as you want to be. And that's nothing negative against you. It's just something that we know to be true. And there's some changes that you can make, even super simple changes, that are going to have all the difference in the world for you as well as for your team, and help you move on up to ETL and to director for sure. So what is your team commission average over the last 3 months? Go back and look at your CTV for last fall. You know, if you were here before that, look at it for the year prior. If you're brand spanking new, you're not going to have all of these figures. But as you continue up the career plan, this is information that you're going to want to track on a monthly basis. How does your commission look? Are you increasing in that? Because as you continue to grow your personal team, your commission is going to increase. So your team is going to grow wide, and your team is also going to grow deep. And so you should be seeing a standard increase or a swing upward in that area. And then who are your rock stars based on your completed career plan? Michelle just went over these different little things right here, these career plans. This is in the file section. We're going to have you complete the career plan chart that is 1 to 2 levels above you. For all of my STLs, I actually recommend that you skip the ETL altogether and you shoot for director, because ultimately that's where you want to be. And you want to be working your business as though you're a director now. $700 in PV versus $500 in PV is not a huge difference. And if you're already working your business as if you were a director at $700 a month in PV, that's going to help you just slide right into that position. You're already working the business, so it's not going to be a stretch for you, so that you're comfortable with that and you can continue to mentor your team, because as you move up the career plan, more and more of your time is going to be spent mentoring your team to help them succeed as well. So all of these little owls here, you're going to want to fill in with what your team currently looks like, and that's going to help you see who your rock stars are based on that career plan once you complete it. So you're going to see, if you're an STL and you're filling out the director plan, you're going to have some holes, but that's totally fine. That's actually a really good thing, because it's going to provide a roadmap for you so that you know, okay, this person is about to hit STL, but I don't have another person who's about to, you know, even hit team leader. So you're going to know where in your plan with your team you need to focus more of your energy. The areas for opportunity are going to, you know, emerge just like your rock stars are. It's going to be a really good picture for you. So I want you to put down who your rock stars are based on that completed career plan. And then I want you to think about what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And what I want you to use for your litmus for that is when you first began your journey with Origami Owl, when someone introduced you to it or you saw it online, however you were introduced, and you made a conscious decision in your mind, you were like, yeah, I can do that. There were some attributes that you hold that you felt like those are going to be good, those are going to help me be successful. And there was probably the little red guy on your shoulder who was like, no, I'm not so sure you don't like to get on the phone with people. Or you've just moved to this new area and you don't know that many people. So whatever those things were that gave you the confidence to overcome that fear and begin your journey with Origami Owl, I want you to write those down. And then whatever those weaknesses were, the things that kind of put butterflies in your stomach, write those down as well. And then how content are you with where you are? 10 means you love it, you're fantastic, you're cozy on the couch, and you don't want to move. And 1 means I don't want to be here, I want to be a director. I'm ready to go right now. And then what is your goal for 2015? If you took all fear of failure out of the equation, don't just say that you want to maintain STI. I'm not going to let you do that. You're going to have to stretch outside your comfort zone a little bit. What is your goal? If you want to be an ETL or you want to be a director, or you want to maintain a certain level of income so that you can help pay your mortgage, or you can pay off medical bills, or you can pay for vacation for your family, or you want to earn enough money so that you can attend conference in July. Whatever that is, I want you to write those down. But you have to take fear and doubt completely out of the equation when you do it. And then I want you to think about how much you really want to achieve that goal. Scale of 1 to 10 is 1, you don't really care if it happened, and 10 is get out of my way because I'm going to do it. That's what your scale of 1 to 10 is. When you are completing this form, just keep in mind that if it's not an 8, 9, or 10 on your scale, you're probably not going to work hard enough to achieve it. It doesn't matter to you enough. Those of us who have kids, we would do anything for our children. You've heard the comparison of being a mama bear. Well, you need to figure out what those goals are that you will do anything to achieve. What's your 8, 9, and 10? And that's what you need to pursue. And some of that may be, you need to surround yourself with positive people that are going to support you and encourage you and hold you accountable. And don't listen to the naysayers when they tell you that you can't accomplish something or they laugh at you for what you want to do. You just ignore that completely. Surround yourself with positive people and go for your 8, 9, and 10. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about in a little bit is that you are going to repeat this same evaluation with those who are in your success line. Here's the fantastic thing. The designers that are on your team that are in this program are already working on this. This is why it's so important. Our job as mentors is to provide education, to empower, and to encourage. Our job is never to enable, to work their business for them. So everyone on your team that is in this program is doing this same form. That doesn't mean that you don't do it with them. It just means that when you're mentoring them, they're actually prepared when you're mentoring them. It's going to make all the difference in the world. And when you get on the phone to mentor, have an appointment with someone, and the mentoring appointment takes 15 minutes, and you're like, wait a minute, but it normally takes an hour on the phone of people talking about how they can't get jewelry bars booked. This is going to be so much more efficient and effective for you and a much better use of your time, because now you're still going to be on the phone with them, but they will have done their homework before they even get to you, and they're going to have their plan in place. It's awesome. I'm just saying. So the next part of this is your self-evaluation. Here's the deal, though. You have to honestly evaluate yourself on this current level of proficiency, scale of 1 to 10, for each skill set. So for each of these 10, 11 things right here, you need to say how good you are at those on a scale of 1 to 10. And here's the thing. This is something you're actually going to revisit for a minimum of the next 4 weeks. And that may seem a little repetitive, but you're going to see the ebb and flow of these skill sets, and you're going to see changes in your level of proficiency. Say bookings, you're at an 8 right now. You're going to see how you're going to continue to improve. Not everyone is going to be on 10 on everything, people have different strengths. So this is going to be a fantastic gauge for you to see where you need to maybe spend a little more time in self-education or getting with a mentor or a source sister. Seek out people that do things better than you do in areas and do what they do. It's really simple, and it's okay to reach out to those people. You need to find 3 to 5 people that stretch you and grow you, encourage you, and are going to hold you accountable. And it's not necessarily your best friend, and it may not be your peer. If you're serious about this business or anything else, honestly, you need to seek the fellowship of people that are going to stretch you. And everyone has weaknesses. Just to let you know, I mean, I'm a senior director, and I've been doing this for 3.5 years. Customer follow-up is my Achilles heel. If there was a 0 on this chart, I should probably select that. Well, not exactly, but I know that that is an area where I really struggle because I feel like I get crazy busy. I'm doing my personal stuff, but my team is extremely important to me. Anyone who knows me knows that training my team is pretty much my #1 priority. But I know customer follow-up is the basis of our entire business. If not for customers, direct sales would, be obsolete. So that's something that I need to improve on, and it's not something that comes naturally to me, so I have to put in a little more effort there. And regarding how your team is filling this out, when you start doing these forms with those who are in your success line, you're going to realize, hey, Susie's fantastic at bookings, but, Kevin over here, he's better at social media. You're going to have a great chart that emerges, so you're going to be able to find the strengths within your team. So when you want to hold your own training outside of this, and say you want to do a webinar or even do a newsletter, have people share points and tips, you're going to have Kevin do one on social media, but you're going to have somebody else do something on, a different area. It's going to help you mentor your team and help your team be more well-rounded when you know the skill sets of your leaders within your team, because not everybody's fantastic at all of it. And if they say they are, they're lying. I'm just saying, that's the truth. So the next page here, it says, now that you've completed your skill set evaluation, go back and review your initial answers on page 1 and compare them. And what I'm talking about is, now you have those initial 3. When you first started this business, what did you think you were going to, what was going to help you? And what areas did you think were going to be a hindrance to you? Now look at your scale of 1 to 10 chart, your proficiency evaluation. Are those the same? For some of you, they're going to be the same because you're pretty in tune with what your skill set is already. For other people, you know what? You're probably a lot better than you think. You're probably, not giving yourself the benefit of the doubt in certain areas, and that's going to be an encouragement to you where you can see that you're actually doing better than you thought you were doing. So based on your proficiency evaluation, list your top 3 strengths and the areas that you struggle with. And here's the deal. We're going to help you maintain those strengths, but the areas of struggle, our job is to help you be a well-rounded designer as well as a mentor. So those are some areas that, that are going to start popping up. When you guys first joined into your Summit Facebook groups, I actually asked you a question based on these. I said, what is it that you want to learn most about? When the designers answered this, it was bookings. When you move up the career level, then it changes to sponsoring. Then it changes to team mentoring. There's going to be an ebb and flow, and the things that people want to focus on is going to change as you move up the career plan. So this is, I always think, is a great exercise. What I want you to do is I want you to think about what your ideal team looks like. Take a minute, build them in your mind, and you're going to want to describe them. List some adjectives that describe them. Is it positive people? Is it people who are self-starters, people that have prior direct sales experience? Whatever that is, what your team looks like, write that down. And here's the thing. As you're writing that down, you're building what you want the culture of your team to be. And the reality is that you have a lot more control over that than you think. Obviously, your team is a melting pot of people from all over in every walk of life, all different areas of the country. But the reality is that you can set up the game plan and the culture of your specific team, just like Origami Owl has a culture where we want everyone to be a force for good, you know, to make a difference in the lives of other people. You can maintain that with your team as well. For our team, we're the Rockin' Lockets Parliament, but we're changing lives one locket at a time. But here's the thing, our team is a positive team that encourages one another, and we're a team that values unity. I can tell you, in looking at other teams, there are very few teams where you're going to find 9 different directors working together for the betterment of their team on a training program. But that's something that we value, and it's second nature to us that we're going to do that. You know, we all get along really well, and the success of our team is our #1 priority. And you can tell that by the things that we do, and the Summit Academy is a huge part of that. So one of the things that you're going to want to do now that you have determined the characteristics of your ideal team, what are you willing to do to attract those people? You know, those are the people that you're seeking. Here's the thing, for some of you, when you think about these people, your ideal team, it intimidates you because you think, oh my gosh, if I see that person on the street, how am I going to talk to them and ask them to join my team? This is a big girl panty moment. You need to get out there, get outside your comfort zone, and you need to ask those people to be on your team, because you know what? Those are your rock stars, and they're there. They're just waiting on you to find them. And then what you need to stop doing to attract these people. I do not allow grumpiness on our Facebook group, and it's not because I'm all sunshine and roses and things are always fantastic and perfect. Sometimes things are not so fantastic and perfect, but we're about solutions and about action plans, and you have to set a standard and you need to stick with it. So figure out what you need to stop doing so that you can attract the people that are going to create your ideal team. And as I said before, remember Michelle was talking about replication and duplication. This is where you're replicating and duplicating. You're going to use this form. You're going to print out 3 copies, however many people you want to do this with, who are in your success line. I would start with those that count you as their mentor, and also do this with your rock stars. You're going to, list their name, what their current rank is, how content are they in their current position. Here's the thing, you're going to have people on your team that are just doing this as a hobby. You're going to save yourself a ton of frustration and headaches if you know that from the beginning. Because here's the thing, the success in Origami Owl will very likely change that designer's mind so that they will want to actually not see it as a hobby but as a business. But if you don't find out that information about that designer and you're pushing her to do her business or his business, pushing to do it, and they're pushing back saying they don't want to, you're creating a negative relationship. You're not building that foundation with that person. If you know what they want to do, even if it's just to be a hobby and you're able to support them in that, then they start seeing the success. Well, you've built equity into that relationship. You've met them where they are, and you know what their goal is instead of pushing your own on them. So when they decide that they actually want to work this as a business, you're going to have a fantastic foundation, and you're not having to deal with starting over in a relationship with this person. You have a great foundation and you can build from here. You never want to be the person that is calling your team at 9 o'clock at night on the last day of the month, asking them if they're going to put in an order when they never hear from you. Because there will be some people that will wait until 12:01 just out of spite because they do not have a good relationship with you. So it's important that you know your designers, know what their goals are, and this form is going to be a huge help to you in that. And then figure out what their areas of strengths are, what their weaknesses are, find out what their ideal team members look like and who their rock stars are. It's super important for them to be in touch with their team so that they have a good pulse of what's going on, the areas where they're doing fantastic, and then the areas where they need some additional help. And I know that a couple of people had said, well, they're already working on this form, so how is this going to help me? How this is going to help you is that when you go to someone who is in your first line, you talk to them about this form, you're filling in the answers, you schedule the mentoring follow-up appointment. Here's the deal, though. You are not calling them for that appointment. Even if they're your buddies and that's how you've done it in the past, you set that follow-up appointment with them, something that works for both of you. They need to call you because they need to have accountability in this program as well. It's not all on you. You know, it's their business. It's their paycheck. It's their checking account. So they need to have the responsibility to contact you. And now that they have already filled out this form, they know what their strengths are, know what their weaknesses are. They were going to have an action plan in place. So what your job is for you to say, that is a fantastic plan that you have in place. These are the areas that are your weaknesses. What are you going to do to improve in those areas? Or what do you think you could do to improve in those? They're going to list a few things, and you're going to say, that's a fantastic action plan. I'm going to follow up with you next week and see how that went. It's not you telling them what they need to do, because they're not going to do exactly what you tell them to do. They need to figure out a way that is going to best help them in this situation, because it's their business and you can't work it for them. And when they come up with an action plan on their own, they are much more likely to complete it versus you telling them what they need to do. By all means, give them suggestions, but they are the ones who are going to have to implement the plan, and it's your job to help hold them accountable to the things that they say they're going to put in place. So that is the form. It is a simple 5-page form, but it is jam-packed full. It's going to help you understand yourself better, and it's also going to help you be a better mentor. And to begin with, you're going to be freaked out because you're like, wait a minute, that didn't take near as long as it should have taken. It actually took the exact amount of time that it should, but you're being efficient and you're being effective, and it's going to open up a ton of time for you so that you can book more jewelry bars and knock it out of the park. So the next thing that I want to tell you guys about real quick are opportunity calls. We're going to have those 4 nights a week, and that's Monday through Thursday, and that's starting on March 2nd. It's going to be at 8 o'clock in the evening. And here's the deal. So if you have someone who's interested in the opportunity, but you're like, I don't really know that I can provide them all the information that they need, you can talk to them about the opportunity and then invite them to one of these conference calls that's director-led. You're going to be on the call with them. You'll be able to answer their questions. But we're going to have this Monday through Thursday. And if your training is on Wednesday, you don't have to wait till Wednesday at 8 o'clock. You could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, any of those days. And here's the thing. So say you have a training on Wednesday, which is today. You have someone attend the opportunity call, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to join this team because it's stinking awesome, and I love everything about Origami Owl. They can go ahead, sign up, and they can attend your training at 9 o'clock. How fantastic is that for someone who's brand new in a business to be able to attend a leadership training call? That's a huge motivation. And then once they're signed up, we have them in the academy, then the next week they'll start on Monday in their own group to help them get off the ground. And the reason we're doing this is I know that in the past some have done a monthly opportunity call. I don't know about you. I am not a terribly patient person, and if you have a rock star out there who's ready to join and has some questions, they ain't waiting a month to find out the answers to those questions. So we want to make sure that we're meeting our potential designers where they are and providing resources for them. Okay, so homework. You're going to complete your 1 to 2 level up career chart, just like Michelle was talking about. I actually highly recommend that you do director, even if it gives you butterflies in your stomach. That's exactly why you should do that. Fill out your chart based on what your team looks like right now. And honestly, I would hang that up each month, print that out, and as people hit, as you're watching your team in the back office, when you have people hit certain levels, check it off so that you know you're closer and closer each month. Frame your dream rank. I actually have a really cute little pearl and bling frame in my office that has executive director in it. And you don't have to do that if you don't want, but you need to have some sort of visual aid that you can look at that says that you want to be an ETL or you want to be a director. I recommend that you print that out and stick it on your wall or put it in a frame. Then complete the consistency evaluation that we just talked about for you, and then you're going to duplicate this with 1 to 3 of the members on your success line. And the thing is that they have already done some of this, so if you complete your homework over the next couple days, then you can follow up with them as well. And you're going to see how much easier it is for you to mentor people and figure out exactly what it is that they need from you, and you can provide it instead of beating around the bush. You're going to be thrilled. And then interact with your summit group. The purpose of these groups is not to replace the groups that you are in for your teams, for your individual teams, whatever director you're under, or our national team. But it is definitely intended for you to take advantage of that specific space with your peers, so that you don't necessarily have directors who are nonstop telling you how you need to do things. This is really a peer group where you can bounce ideas off of other STLs, and it's going to be extremely helpful to you. Feel free to add files in there that are going to be helpful for you to use as well, and share those. It's just a great resource for you. So that is it for our slides. We have a few minutes. We actually started 10 minutes later to make sure that everyone had time to jump off of Belinda's call and jump over here. So your heads are going to be spinning by the end of the night. But we wanted to make sure that we made this available for everyone. So we're going to go back through and we're going to answer some of your questions and see if just throw anything out that you've got, and we'll do our best to answer them. We got about 5 or 10 minutes that we can work on that. So let's see. I'm going to read back through here, see what we've got.
Heather.
So Michelle will tell you that our goal tonight was to have 30 people on the call, because we knew that you had an additional training tonight, and we have 38 people that are here. So that's fantastic. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Heather.
Yes, ma'am.
We had a couple of questions looking for the documents, and I wasn't able to find them in the Summit STL.
Okay. So if they have the career chart should be there. It may not be the teal color one. I think they're actually black and white, so it doesn't eat everyone's ink. The consistency evaluation will not be added there until right after this call, because I felt it was really important to explain the form, exactly, what the use is for it, and how beneficial it can be. I wanted to make sure that people could walk through that with me first, so it will actually be added at the conclusion of this call.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see if we have any other questions. Jody had a question. She asked, for ETL, do your STLs have to be in your first line? Yeah, it is the designers who are in your first line that are going to determine your rank. So let me go back over here. So this is for ETL. So you have 5 people, and you're going to have 2 STLs in your first line, and then they'll have obviously their team leaders under them. But yeah, so in order for you to hit executive team leader, you're going to have 2 senior team leaders from your first level. So let's see. Okay, so Denise said she's heard through the grapevine that O2 is revamping this structure as the biggest group of stuck designers are STLs. Well, yeah, that is definitely not. I would say it's fairly common knowledge that Origami Owl is definitely looking at the structure within the company, and they're fully aware that STL is pretty much the gateway to leadership. So you will see changes in the future. I don't know exactly what those changes are going to be yet. I know that I'm actually part of the advisory board, and we meet in a couple of weeks, and that's some of the things that we're actually going to be talking about. But yeah, they're fully aware of how important STLs are within the company, and they're going to be making changes but I can tell you that even in the current structure as STLs, we can get you to ETL and to director. One of the first couple of designers that I had doing some of this program were able to promote to STL, ETL within a 6-month period. So our job here is not necessarily to wait on whatever changes the company has coming down the pike, although those will obviously benefit everyone. Our job is to help you whatever the dam that's blocking the flow for you to be able to move, we are here to provide the dynamite and to make this work and to get momentum going for you and for your team to get you to ETL and to director. Let's see. Cassie asked, how do I find out the exact date I became an STL? I moved up the chain really fast. Can't remember when I became an STL. That's a really good question. You can't find the exact date that that you became an STL, but you can determine that by month because the company does not formally recognize your promotion until the 10th of the following month, if that makes sense. So, all right, so let's see. Okay. I'm just looking through. There's a bunch of chatter back and forth, so I want to make sure that we get everybody's question. Okay, so Daniela said, so we have to have a conversation with everyone on our first line and find out their why. For most of you, you've probably already heard a little bit of the story of everyone who is in your first line when you were courting them to become a designer with Origami Owl. But you know what? Even if you have designers who are in your team who you haven't reached out to a whole lot, it's the squeaky wheels that get oiled. It's the squeaky people, and it's your rock stars that you're going to spend the majority of your time with. But this is a great time for you to say, you know what? It's 2015. We just had SOAR. It's a clean slate. We have the spring launch right around the corner. Reach out to your team who's actively working their business and just talk with them and see what they're doing. See if they've renewed their passion. You're going to find a lot of people who were super excited at the beginning and they hit a little bump and now they're in a rut. The people that are attending the Summit Academy, we have seen a ton of feedback from people who have said, I was really in a rut and this is really helping me. So this is a great time for you to reach out to those people and figure out what their why is. Make sure that their why includes, on the scale of 1 to 10, an 8, 9, or 10. This is the reason that they're doing that. And if it doesn't, and it doesn't make them want to cry, it's not really their why. So you keep working with them and help them figure out the heart of the reason that they're doing this. It's never just to make money. I started out doing this, to help provide for my family. So it wasn't just money. It was, so that I could help my husband not be so stressed, so that we could buy something other than ramen noodles, so that I could go to Walmart instead of Goodwill to buy, school clothes for my kids. And that's the honest truth. Like, we had no money when we first started. Treasure in heaven, because my husband's pastor, but ain't got no money down here. So that was my why. It wasn't just money. You have to keep digging a little bit to find out their true why. So let's see. We have a few more. Okay, so Marie said, do we work with all of our team members if they have not signed up for Summit, or focus on the ones who are committed to Summit? My number one priority would be to work with those who have signed up for Summit. You work with the working, you work with the willing. What I would do is reach out to those other people and find out why they've not signed up for Summit. You can still work with them for sure, but the reality is that 20% of your team is doing 80% of the work. and that's who you need to spend your time with for sure. How do we turn in homework? Is it based on the honor system? Heck to the no, Nicole. No, it's not on the honor system because there's 1,300 people and we want to make sure that we're keeping track of everybody. On each of the groups, it will actually be added this evening at the conclusion of the call. There's a wackadoo owl that says, say cheese, post a picture of your completed homework here. That's how we're going to keep track of that. Okay, so Tiffany said, just to recap, we should be asking for goals from 3+ of our direct rock stars. It's more than just asking about their 3 goals. Take that last page. Let me go back over here real quick. This page. It's taking this page and you're going to walk through it with them. So you're going to know their strengths, the areas of their struggle, you know, how much they want to change where they are, what their ideal team looks like, who their rock stars are, and it's going to naturally set up goals that they're going to set to change what their weaknesses are, or goals that they're going to, you know, reach out to their team based on their career plan chart that they just filled out and look at where their holes are and how they need to encourage people. This form is really, I think I posted in another group, this is Pandora's box. This is going to open up an amazing conversation that's going to be extremely productive and help you be efficient and effective as mentoring them. Okay, so let's see. Let me see. All right, so can you see the slide of your homework? Yes, some. Let me scooch over here and find it. There's your homework, and I will post it in the group as well. And I am also going to post, and I haven't done it yet, so y'all please just bear with me a little bit. We've had calls every night this week, and we have another one tomorrow night. But I am going to post the homework for the 2 levels below you so that you can keep track and make sure that people are doing what they need to be doing. I am super thrilled with the participation that we have had in the groups below you thus far. And to see the smiles on these people's faces when they're holding their completed homework, it's pretty awesome. Just gotta say. So let's see. Would you show us? Okay, yep, so the homework slide, that's there. Let's see, any certificates still sent out? Are certificates sent out for each career level? Yes, they have been. If you have not, where'd it go? If you have not received yours for STL, you need to email Designer Care, or you can actually send an email into your director. When you signed up for this training, it gave you a list of all the directors, so whoever your immediate director is, and if you have no idea who that is, then you can email it to me, actually to my assistant, and her email address is admin, A-D-M-I-N, at rockin, as in poor English with no G, rockinlockets.com. You can send that to her. Okay, let's see. Okay, can we get a list of the team members under us that have signed up? That's a really good question. I'm trying to think, because we have 1,300 plus designers who are in the program, to find out the ones that are exactly under you who are in that. I don't know that we can do that. But I know that as you are reaching out to your team, you'll be able to find out that information. Tiffany, I do promise I'm going to put a little note here and talk with the other directors to see if there's any reasonable measure that we can take to try to figure that out. That would definitely be good information for you as your team continues to grow, to be able to reach out to them to have them in this training, because this training is super helpful because it is taking such a huge load off of your desk as their mentor. It really is. Okay. Okay, yeah, so Cassie said she's not gotten the certificates. You just need to email your director. I think I just answered that one. Yes, give them a call. They will send you one. Let's see. Okay, so Dawn says, I don't even have 5 in my first line anymore. I love this training, but almost feel like I need to be doing the team leader training so I can get back up and move forward. You know, that is entirely up to you. We actually have a few directors that have signed up for this program and have signed up for the ETL level. And you can definitely do that. But here's the deal, Dawn, you are not the only STL who is in that boat. It's a full boat of people. Lots of boats with lots of people who don't have 5 in their first line anymore. If you want to stay in this group and continue, you are welcome to do that. If you would feel better being in the team leader group, that's entirely up to you as well. But don't feel that you're alone, because you're not. The majority of STLs are not paid at STL. They're actually paid at team leader, and some as even leading designer. So just back to the reality of what the situation is, there are top leaders within this company who are senior directors who are not consistently paid as senior directors. So everyone across the board, everyone is rebuilding. To give you an idea of what our team has done, in December of 2000, or November, so November is our biggest month of the year. For November of 2013, our team did $3.98 million in central team volume in November of 2013. For November of this year, we did under $2 million. And that's still completely ridiculous, amazing numbers, but we ended up about 60% of where we were the year before. Just to give you an idea, and we are one of the most successful teams within the company, so you're not alone. So anyway, so I just want to encourage you, don't feel like everybody's got their stuff together, because they don't. Just saying. So don't worry about that at all. So it is now 10:10. I'm going to wait and see if anybody else has a few more questions. Michelle, have you seen any more questions come through?
I think you hit them all, Heather.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, it's 10:11, and we're going to go ahead and stop this training. I hope that all of you are extremely encouraged. That's what we want. We want you to feel like this is a breath of fresh air. Michelle and I are monitoring the STL group, so if you have any questions or anything, you can post them in there, and we will do our best to answer any of those. So I hope you ladies and gentlemen have a fantastic night, and we'll see you on the Facebook group.